On my Facebook feed, my friends share the article headline, Kyrie says young Malaysians do not want to be defined by race or religion. The first time, I squinted my screen and turned away from it. The second time, an Indian friend shares it and their caption details my feelings. They say, unpopular opinion, but no. I don't want another WoM Malaysia. I want us to acknowledge our colors, our histories, and how we differ. I want to talk about the discomfort I feel about colorism, shadeism, the way dark-skinned, poor Indians are criminalized and spoken about and incarcerated. I shared the post. Third time, a notification shows me that a friend liked my post. I click on it, turns out the caption didn't carry over. I delete it, go back to their post, share it again. Kyrie says, young Malaysians do not want to be defined by race or religion. Finally, a minister who gets it. Can we? Likes. There are so many likes, shares, yes, affirmation, and agreement. This is it. This is what we all wanted. We're not Chinese, or Indian, or Dayak, or Christian. We're Malaysian. Look at us. We deserve to be treated like Malaysians. This is progress. I comment on a friend's post, tell her I don't believe in WoM Malaysia. She asked me why, and I explained that this solves no problems, that assimilation doesn't address the systemic racism of our country, continues to uphold it, and slapping on a label Malaysian doesn't change the way we will be treated, doesn't help us to achieve equality, that it solves no problems. She says, what else are we supposed to do? I say, acknowledge it, talk about it, fight it. She says, how do we fight it if the police will end up on our front doors? And I think, how weak do you think we are? And I think, and cannot unthink, how weak you are, and I can't believe you gave me that excuse. I have had so many feelings for so many years that I lose my ability to articulate this. When my brother was 5, he called an Indian boy Apu Nene and got punched in the nose. He still gets nosebleeds sometimes. Until I was 12, I studied in a small kampong Chinese school, and my race was all I understood. When I had to go to a national secondary school, I struggled to fit in, and then forced myself to fit in so well. My Malay had no accent, and I conformed so well. My brother said I was racist against my own race. I wasn't, and I didn't know it then, but it was a game I had to play to get by. I get this now. And even then, it wasn't enough for me to go far enough. I would never get as far, and no one would listen to me when I brought this up. When I was 16, jokes where people would switch off the lights and say they couldn't see my Indian friends were apparently hilarious. I laughed even though they made me uncomfortable, but I get it now. In Form 6, I went back to Chinese school and had reverse culture shock, and my Mandarin wasn't Mandarin enough, so I had to relearn it until it became my mother tongue again, but it never did. Once, I ordered roti Milo at a mama restaurant, and when it arrived, my mother joked about how it was the same color as the man who served me. I told her off until she was a petulant child, but still had the nerve to laugh. On Gawai, I visited a longhouse, and all the men, drunk or otherwise, told me and my friends about their experiences with Chinese businessmen or that one Chinese ex-girlfriend 40 years ago. No meaning, but I get it now. A few months ago, I saw a meme that compared Americans who were so hung up in racism to us and said, look at us. We are so post-racial. We can make jokes about dark skin and tiny eyes and lazy bones and alcoholics and gangsters in multiple languages. Look at us. Racism is for the triggered pussies who don't know how to take a joke, not us. Look at us. We are so overlooking the way we are, we don't even feel it anymore. Our skins are just plastic covers, and our eyes are just windows to our souls, and our bones carry us out of the squeezing sensation right before we are about to feel hurt. Look at us. Over the course of hours, I lose respect in people I thought had some gut in them. Lose faith in people I thought knew better. That diversity means culture in plural, not singular. That nobody should have to gloss over their heritage to deserve better chances. You can't say we're all human when you still look at the world and acknowledge the colors on skins, the languages on tongues, the clothes on backs, the customs, the traditions, the culture, all the beautiful culture. My roots are equally Chinese as they are Malaysian. You will not ask me to be ripped of them. My experiences have always been equally individual and universal. You cannot blend it in a blender and pour me across this map. Why are you so afraid to be different? Why are you so afraid that it's hard to be different? Our common ground doesn't need to be a finishing line, a nation's border. My body doesn't split into half for you. It will never split into half for you. Dear well-meaning friends, you must be tired. It is easier to assimilate, to give up things that you love, like your grandmother's curry, the way your mother's accent rides on her tongue, your love for your God, because make no mistake, this is what it means. All these things that are yours won't be yours anymore. You are defined by your race, your religion. Why does that make you ashamed? Because make no mistake, that is what it means. It made you, sculpted you to get you exactly where you are today. Don't you dare turn your back on them. 60 years, fourth generation, and I am still a second-class citizen. Now tell me I'm Malaysian, tell me I belong, tell me this is all it takes. Tell me I deserve better than having to explain to you that it's okay for me to be me. Thank you.